What's up, everybody? Hello and welcome to a Tuesday night edition of the Dirty Old Bastards Racing League live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv. We're also live on the DOB Facebook and YouTube page. Getting ready for twin 35-lap features at the virtual Volusia Speedway here tonight in the DOB 360 Sprint Car Series. Right now, we are watching hot laps where there's 3 minutes left currently right now. Guy you're watching right now in that 13 car, Matthew Williams, is top of the time sheets right now. Adam Elby currently sitting in third. Let's see, it looks like Billy Rowley is the man in second at the moment, so that's your top three. Back after a week off. Of course, the DOB was not off last week. We had the King's Royal proceedings, which the 410s competed last week 3 nights in a row, as well as the truck series, or I would say truck series, but it's actually the NASCAR trucks put on their dirt derby last Monday. But the annual events, goodness gracious, the annual events in the rear view, we're going to get back to the regularly scheduled programming with our various leagues here this week. And this is where we get started with the 360 League. Race 1 and Race 2 competition. Let's take a look right here. Our championship standings, currently on the top in the Race 1 championship, is Dylan Workman. He's got a 39-point lead over Adam Elby, who missed the last race at the Williams Grove Speedway. Ernie Williams Jr. currently sitting in third. Sean Wallenfels fourth. And Shea Paolo is in fifth spot right now. That is your top 5 for the Race 1 championship. Plenty of racing left to go. Zardul's trying to make it for Race 2. We'll be hanging out here all night. We've got plenty of time. "45 seconds left in hot laps for Race 1. We will be getting started with qualifications. Still Matthew Williams, top of the timesheet. Billy Rowley, Adam Elby. Zane Scott hitting the track once again. Cognitive Warriors on the side of that machine. It'd be nice. Last week we were doing single car qualifying, so we were watching everybody qualify, but now we're just going to have our 2-minute session. It's going to be a little different. So here we go with qualifications. We're going to take a look and see who has what here. Let's follow the gentleman who was fastest in hot laps. Matthew Williams out on the track, running a high line. See where he lands here. 14 14.574. Billy Rowley currently sitting at a 14.338. Good enough for 6th. Rusty Kruger goes to P3. Dustin Griffiths currently sitting P2. Tyler File currently P1 with a 14.175 at the moment. Adam Elby goes P3. James Tiernan, P2. Ernie Williams clocks in 12th. Kendall Tucker out there putting in laps. See what he can get here on lap 1. 14.220. Good lap for Kendall. That puts him 2nd. James Eden's on the track as well. Eden's notorious for never getting a qualifying lap in. I think he is this time. 14.164. Did it count? I don't think it did. Oh my God, he was just too late. James Edens set the quickest time in qualifications, and it didn't count because he crossed the line after the checkered flag flew. Oh my God, James. Every single time. Every single time. That man. He left it late. He's going to start dead last in this heat, James Edens. 12th in this heat. Had the fastest time in qualifying. But because he crossed the line a couple seconds after qualifications was over, it did not count. But I seen it. And that's very unfortunate for him. So Tyler File. It's the guy who is recorded with quick time in qualifications. He's going to start 4th in Heat 1 here. Waiting on Brandon Proudfoot to load in. And we will get rolling. 4 heat races here. Top 4 will advance from each heat. That's going to give us 16 drivers, which means we should take 8 from the B main. So that's going to be the thing. If you can make the B, you'll be in good shape. But if you find yourself in the D or C, then you've got a lot of work to do because they're only going to take 4 from those races. All right, here we go, rolling for heat race number 1 on the pole in the Black Diamond 91. It is Ernie Williams Jr. And to the outside in the Elbows Up Sim Sport number 21, Shea Paulo. Dustin Griffiths and quick qualifier Tyler File make up row number 2 with Dylan Workman, current points leader in the Race 1 Championship, inside row number 3 with Tyson Landis to his outside, Team City driver. Aaron Schaefer and Brandon Proudfoot, row number 4. Tyler Silva and Brett Rose, row number 5. And rounding out your field, it is the 072 of Jeffrey Stewart. And our hard luck qualifier, James Edens. Swindell Speed Lab car going to start dead last after just crossing the line after the qualifying time limit expired. As we said, fastest in qualifying, but that lap was not official. And with no lap recorded, he starts dead last in heat race number 1. Top 4 will advance to tonight's feature. Everybody else going to the soup. 10 laps the distance. Ernie Williams Jr. has control of the race, and we will go green. Williams In control out front, Dustin Griffiths getting around Shea Paolo for second. Paolo working a higher line. You see Griffiths sliding up right in front of him. Tyson Landis right through the slick there in fifth. Paolo now under the 82. That might give the 44 of File a look. He's 44 in the sim, 53 in game. You see right there that blue car. Actually, Paolo's going to make that move stick on the 82 of Griffiths. File currently holding on to the fourth and final transfer. The battle for fifth currently owned by Aaron Schaefer. Tyson Landis in sixth. We saw him slide through the slick there, which gave Schaefer a look on him. Those two guys trying to mount a charge to catch the back end of File's car. Griffiths back around the 21 of Paolo. Paolo trying to charge back on the inside. Really good race for second through fourth here in heat race number one. Paolo's going to be forced to give that up. Tyler File now working on Griffiths. Unable to get that past the stick through 1 and 2. File will tuck back in. Ernie Williams hasn't had to battle all race long. He took the lead and kept going. Look at the 52, however. James Eden's currently up to sixth and the caution flag waves. And I think that's an issue for our points leader. I see a little contact there. Take another look here. Looked like he didn't know Jeffrey was there, and as he was trying to get back going, it was contact with Brett Rolls in the 49. Unfortunate turn of events there, which puts Dylan Workman into the infield and out of heat race number one. Yeah, I think that... I can't tell if the lights are out on the pace truck or not. I think that might end heat race number one. If it does, that means Ernie Williams Jr., Dustin Griffiths, Tyler File, and Shea Paolo will advance, and that is the case. It will be Aaron Schaefer, Tyson Landis, and James Edens will be the drivers that do not advance. Edens was able to get himself up to seventh. He was passing for sixth when the caution flag waved. So fifth and sixth will absolutely go to the B. The question is, did James Edens earn himself a B main starting position with that seventh place finish? With 4 heat races, it is very possible that James is going to make the B main. And we talked about how important that is. They're going to take 8 drivers from the B main. So you want to make sure you're in that race. Dylan in the Facebook chat has a few cuss words as he's bottling up. Unfortunate start to the night for our points leader. Ernie Williams Jr. going to take the victory in heat race number one. Griffiths second, Tyler File, and Shea Paolo advancing to tonight's A main. Going to see if I can refresh here. Saw plenty of drivers whose names were not showing up. Not even sure this will work, but we're going to try it. Loading in here for heat race number 2. And we are now rolling. So, heat race number 2 starting lineup looks like this on the inside of the front row in the number 25 Team SETI machine. It is Kevin Click. And to his outside in the 79, it's Billy Rowley. Rusty Kruger and Kendall Tucker make up row number 2, with Kevin Hanley and Alex Smolders row number 3. Joshua Gaiman and Bryce Bailey are in row number 4, with Dustin Sargent and Brennan Lacey row 5. And rounding out your field in the 148, it is Gregory Tilson. War Faction Esports machine there. Starting tail end Charlie. Just like heat race number 1, 10 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance to the A main. We're going to go green this time by Kevin Click. Has control of the race. He gives him an early start. Caught Rally off guard there. Click way out front early on. Rusty Kruger was able to get around Rally for third, and trying to follow him through is the Swindell Speed Lab machine of Kendall Tucker. Slides in front of Rally. Rally's going to try and battle back. Those two cars makes contact there at turn 1. Tucker able to gain control, but not before he's got a charge from Alex Smolders in the inside of turn 3. Smolders trying to hold the bottom. Looked like the center of the corner really cost him there. Kevin Hanley on the outside of Smolders going to try to take control of that 5th spot. Tucker right now in 4th, holding on to the final transfer. Smolders and Hanley, the two doing battle there to try and determine who's going to make the charge on Kendall Tucker. Race out front starting to tighten. Kevin Click had a big jump, but now Rusty Kruger is right on his bumper. Kruger trying to determine what the best opportunity to take the race lead away is. See Kendall Tucker squeezing Billy Rowley. Those two cars made contact the last time they went through 1 and 2 side by side. Give Tucker control, a 3rd spot there. Click out front. Kruger right there in his wake. Waiting on Kruger, or Click, however, to make a mistake and give Kruger a shot. He thought he has it right there. Kruger with the slide job. He's got control of the lead. Oh! Click running into the back of that car as he got a run off of turn 2. Looked like Click had a little bit of an issue off 4, which gave Kruger a run into turn 1. Click trying to charge back to the inside. Here's Rally looking on Tucker once more. White flag in the air. Kruger has control of this race. Rally currently trying to hold down 3rd spot over Kendall Tucker. They're going to make contact again. Slide up the racetrack. Rally and Smolders went side by side to the line. See if we can get an instant replay of the race to the line. We can't before we have to advance into heat race number 3. But Billy Rowley did finish 4th. That contact between Tucker and Rowley pushed them out to the outside of turn 4. And the lost time allowed Alex Smolders to have a look at those guys. But Rowley was able to hold down 4th spot there as they crossed the line. Really wild end to heat race number 2 there. Tucker and Rowley had contact like 2 or 3 times for sure. Those boys not giving each other an inch. Heat race number 3 now rolling on the speedway. Chris Roberts, the DOB machine, sitting on the pole. And that's Blake Majulis to the outside. Blake, who was competing here at Volusia Speedway in the World of Outlaws late model pro league last night. Row number 2 has the 38 of Brett Strickler. Dave Blaney sim team machine to the inside of James Tiernan in the elbows up sim team car to the outside of row 2. Matthew Williams inside row 3 with Anthony Lepresto in the 57 to his outside. Bo Brunig and Randy Rockwell, row 4. Kevin Gunther, Brandon Igo, row 5. And rounding out your field in the War Faction 28, it is Nathan Meadows. 10 laps the distance. Top 4 advance to the A main. We're going green this time by. Seen plenty of action so far. We'll see if heat race number 3 is any different. Once again, we see a rough start for second place. Majulis is actually going to hold the bottom there and take that line away from Strickler. We saw third place take second place away on both of the heat races before this one. Not going to happen this time. James Tiernan, Williams, and Strickler doing battle for that third spot right now. Looks like Tiernan is going to have it down the back stretch. He's holding the inside. Majulis has taken control of the race lead. Roberts in second. Tiernan now looking to make a charge on Roberts. Fourth place right now being debated between Strickler and Lepresto. Looks like Lepresto is going to take control of that on the front stretch. Strickler trying to work the bottom right now, but it just doesn't have the momentum that he needs. See how fast Lepresto is catching these guys. Tiernan on the outside is going to take second spot. Lepresto is going to try to follow him through, but the caution flag is going to wave. Brandon Igo's car looks to be tracking sideways there. See him coming through 3 and 4 here. Bo Brunig puts a slider on the 811, which collects Igo. And looks like he got the worst of it there on the front straightaway. So Igo going to be sitting at the tail of this field. Out front, it's Blake Majulis. James Tiernan in second. He'd probably like a shot at the race leader there. He finally got second place away, but there was a sizable gap. Chris Roberts in third. Anthony Lepresto holding down the final transfer spot. It is Brett Strickler and Matthew Williams who will be looking to try and make their way into tonight's A main. Jordan Hack in the Facebook chat, rooting on War Faction Esports, says he's going to be out this week due to his daughter being born tomorrow, but will be back for the 360 Nationals. Well, congratulations, Jordan. That is awesome. Good luck. We're going to go green this next time by, working lap 9. So we're going to have 2 laps of green flag action to determine who our top 4 will be. Moving on to the A main. Majulis, Tiernan, Roberts, and Lepresto. Brett Strickler, the man on the outside looking in right now. See if he can mount a charge to end up in that top 4 before the checkered flag waves. 2 to go. Majulis gives them the green. Got a good jump on Tiernan. Lepresto right now has Strickler to the inside. Strickler's going to slide up right behind Lepresto. Now Lepresto able to clear Roberts. Roberts is the guy in danger out front. Majulis has the lead. He's going to win with Tiernan right behind him. Lepresto in third, and Roberts will take home the final transfer position in fourth. Well, we saw a lot of speed from that 98 car right there to be able to run down Majulis out front. Going to have to keep an eye on him. It was third quick qualifier here tonight. And that was a pretty strong run there from 4th to 2nd. Fourth and final heat race for our race number 1 session. Hitting the track now on the pole in the 188, it is John Harper, and to his outside in the 57, it's Craig Dunn. Zane Scott inside row number 2, Team SETI machine, with Adam Elby in the Swindell Speed Labs car to his outside. Weston Newell, another Team SETI driver, has Tyler Gary to his outside in row number 3. Trey Schmidt and John Lepresto make up row number 4. Brent Hobson and Alan Lieber, row 5, and rounding out your field in the 12, it is Bob Curtis. Ten more laps. Top 4 will advance. Everybody else have to go to the soup. Not sure if we'll have a D main. Absolutely we'll have a C. Have to check and see. We know how hard it's going to be for these guys if they have to go through the C. But 8 drivers will make it through the B. You just have to find your way there. Going green. John Harper with the early jump. Zane Scott's going to follow him through. Both of those guys way ahead of the battle behind him. Dunn, Elby, and Newell side by side, 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Dunn able to clear those 2. Weston Newell still doing battle there with Adam Elby in the 74. Newell to the inside, going to slide in front of the Swindell driver, who's going to duck under once more. So Weston still in 5th. Now he's got Tyler Gary going to put the slider on through 1 and 2, and Gary makes it stick. He's got that 5th spot away from Newell. Newell going to try to fight back here. Gary with the over-under. Really good battle there for 5th. They're doing battle to see who can run down the 57 of Craig Dunn. Dunn currently in 4th. It's Harper in the lead. Zane Scott in 2nd. Then you see Elby. Heard a little bit of contact there on the front stretch. I don't see any caution coming out, so we are going to continue with this battle for the transfer spot. Dunn has it, and a number of drivers want it. Newell doing everything in his power to run down that 57. Holding off Gary in the meantime. Out front, Harper still has control of the race, but Zane Scott starting to run him down. Scott poking his nose to the inside. Unable to make anything happen through 1 and 2, but he's not done. Big slider, you nearly caught the inside wall there. That's going to open the door for Adam Elby to make his way through. Every position so important here in these heat races. 1 position in the heat is 4 positions in the feature. Scott able to hold off Elby there. You saw how close it was. Elby's got a good run, but he's going to catch the rear of the 37. White flag in the air. Craig Dunn currently has 4th. Lepresto and Newell behind him, but they're not going to be able to mount a charge. It's Harper, Scott, Elby, and Craig Dunn transferring through to the A main out of Heat 4. Tyler File. Thank you for the follow, my friend. We are live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, as well as the DOB Facebook page, DOB YouTube page. Plenty of places to watch the Dirty Old Bastards 360 Sprint Car Series. Don't be too impressed, Tyler. That you're probably the only one I ever get right. Pretty good at mispronouncing things. Now, I can normally remember when I'm told, however. Everybody comes in chat, so they'll let me know when I get it wrong, that's for sure. So it's good to know I at least got one right. So D main here, 10 laps the distance, top 4 advanced, Nathan Meadows and Alan Lieber, Dylan Workman, Gregory Thielsen, Kevin Gunther, Tyler Gary, Jeffrey Stewart, Dustin Sargent, Brandon Igo, and Bob Curtis. Your 10 drivers doing battle. Brett Rolls and Tad Becker unable to make the call here for the D main. Long way to go for these drivers, but if they can get to the B, we're taking 8 to the feature. Workman, current points leader in the Race 1 competition. See what he can do here in the D. Green is out. Meadows is going to pull Workman with him. Lieber did not get a great start. Even more problems for Gunther there. He's going to drop like a rock to 8th from 5th. We are watching the 148 of Gregory Thielsen right now. He's holding that final transfer spot, but as you see, Tyler Gary, ooh, problems there. 360 done by Thielsen. Looked like contact with Gary. Let's take another look at that. Try a different camera angle. We can see Thielsen on the bottom of the track. Those guys are 3 wide. He slides up the track. Actually, it's contact with the 05 of Alan Lieber. Slides into the side of Alan, bringing out the caution flag in the early stages of the D main, which is not a blessing because that's fewer and fewer laps that these guys have to make their way forward. Dylan Workman's probably fine with it because he's out front, but he is likely the only one. Nathan Meadows, Alan Lieber, Tyler Gary right now, your top 4. Brandon Igo up 6 spots, trying to make his way into tonight's C main. He's going to have a few laps to take a shot at it. So we're going to go back green here next time by. It'll be lap 7 that we are working once we get back to green. That means 4 green flag laps left in this race. Still time. Tyler Gary has it. He has a fast car in the heat race. We saw him doing battle, and he had some sort of an issue that knocked him back in the field, bringing him to the D main. Green is out. Workman got a great start there. Watching Lieber on the inside. Back to 4th now as Gary makes his way around. Gary going to put the slide job on the 28 there. Makes that stick. Igo making way for Dustin Sargent, who's on the charge right now. Lieber on the inside, Sargent on the outside. Lieber's going to slide up the track, but not before Sargent gets to the outside of him. Not a whole lot of room there. Sargent hits the fence, but continues on. Side by side down the backstretch for the final transfer spot. Alan Lieber trying to hold on to fourth. He's not going to be able to do it. Dustin Sargent takes it away. White flag is out. Dylan Workman out front. Second place belongs to Tyler Gary. Gary trying to mount a charge on the outside. Workman's going to win the D main. Third place going to go to Nathan Meadows. And fourth place, moving on to the C main, will be Dustin Sargent. Tonight's C main will be the final real hurdle to get into the A main here tonight. 4 drivers will transfer from the C main, and then 8 will transfer from the B. So if you can get your way into the B main through this race, you stand a decent chance of being able to make the A. They're probably only going to start 13 in the B main. So when you really think about it, only 5 are going to go home, but you've got to get there, which means you've got to be in the top 4 in this race right here, which is no easy task. On the pole in the 110, it is Kevin Hanley, and to his outside in the 50, Bo Brunick. Trey Schmidt and Brandon Proudfoot, row number 2, with Joshua Gaiman, Randy Rockwell, row 3. Brent Hobson, Tyler Silva, row 4. Brennan Lacey and Dylan Workman, row 5. Tyler Gary, Nathan Meadows, and Dustin Sargent rounding out your field. That final 4, all from the D main. Workman is the current points leader for the DOB 360 Sprint Car Series race number 1 championship. So he really wants to try to find a way forward to continue his points lead. But we'll see if he is able to do that. He's got a long way to go. But the opportunity to run through the soup and make the show still there. 12 laps, top 4 advance. Hanley has control of this race. We're going green off of turn number 4. Great start for Hanley. Brunig already losing second to Schmidt. He's got a couple War Faction Esports cars right there with him. So 177 of Joshua Gaiman to the inside, who had third. Now they're 3 wide there. 22 car making his way around. Brandon Proudfoot into third spot. See him bouncing off the fence there going into 1. Brent Hobson making a charge as well. Brunig dropping like a rock. He's falling back. You see the 826. That is Tyler Gary making his way forward, but he's kind of plowing his way through Hobson there. Gary up the 5th. Hobson in 6th. He's going to try to make a charge back. I don't think he's going to give any favors to that 826 after that contact. He put a pretty hefty slide job in there. Those guys were able to continue. But we now have a caution on the speedway. Take a look here, see what happened. It was Nathan Meadows who brought out the caution. Let's get one more look at that. You see Meadows go down into turn 1. The 317 of Tyler Silva comes across his nose, and upside down and out of the ballpark goes the 28 of Meadows, and that is the end of his evening here in Race 1 competition. We were watching that transfer spot battle, had some wild stuff going on in the middle of the field, so we missed the fact that Trey Schmidt took the race lead away from Kevin Hanley. He is out front. Hanley in second, Proudfoot third, Gaiman in fourth. So the guy on the outside looking in right now is Tyler Gary. Started in 11th in this race. Hobson, Lacey, and Workman. Got to come up with something. Try and make their way forward here. Laps are winding down, and only 4 will advance. We're going green this time by Trey Schmidt. Has control of the race. He's to the outside of the track. You see him cut across. Good start for Schmidt. Hanley's going to follow him through. Proudfoot. Oh, Hobson! Hobson and Gary making contact. They collect Dylan Workman. We saw this battle heating up earlier between Gary and Hobson. Hobson made a move to the inside, made contact with the inside retaining wall up into Gary. Don't think he meant to do that, but did have that issue nonetheless. So Hobson causing another caution as we restart there. Tyler Gary right in front of him, both of those cars. You see Gary's got too much damage. He is moved to the pits. He will be done tonight. Not looking good for Dylan Workman, who is in 9th. Hobson in 10th there at the rear of the field. We might get one more lap here. No change in the front 4. But behind them, plenty of changes. Brennan Lacey and Dustin Sargent. Those are the 2 guys looking to make a charge on that final transfer spot. We will go green next time by with 1 lap to decide it all. Been a really interesting preliminary race here that I think is going to create a wild feature tonight. I have no doubt. Trey Schmidt giving him green here. You saw the field stacking up. That actually might have hurt Gaiman, who's on the outside. He's got Sargent making a charge up the inside. Problems! Hanley! Oh, man, big contact down the backstretch. These guys are going to race it out to the finish. 4th place right now belongs to Tyler Silva. He's going to take... Looks like Hobson has somehow earned the final transfer spot. We saw the contact on the backstretch. That was Proudfoot and Hanley coming together, which turned Hanley in front of multiple other cars that shook everything up. Hobson somehow transferred in this race in 4th. It was Trey Schmidt out front. Proudfoot came home 3rd. 2nd spot belonged to Joshua Gaiman, who was running 4th at the time. We were looking at that restart. He had the car of Dustin Sargent to the inside of him, and somehow he comes home 2nd in that race. And Hobson caused the crash before and went from 10th to 4th in 1 lap. I think you could tell I'm kind of stunned. I just mentioned it. We've had a wild start to the evening. I think we're in for one hell of a race here. I really do. B main going to hit the track now. They're going to race for 14 laps, and the top 8 will advance to the A main. And it's a good thing they're taking 8, because listen to this starting lineup. On the pole in the 77, it is Aaron Schaefer. It is outside in the 311. Kinzer Sim Team Machine of Alex Smolders. Matthew Williams and Weston Newell make up row number 2, with Tyson Landis and Bryce Bailey row number 3. Brett Strickler and John Lepresto row 4, with James Edens and Trey Schmidt row 5. Joshua Gaiman and Brent Hobson will round out your field. Looks like Brandon Proudfoot unable to make the call here for the B main. Not sure if maybe he's holding himself out because of that contact or what. Maybe he's taking ownership of that contact with Kevin Handley and removing himself from the race. I can't really think of any other reason of why he would choose to not race here. Yeah, Tyler, you had a hell of a run there, brother. We were watching you come through D main and C. Unfortunate that you didn't have better luck in the heat as well. But we were watching. We hope you have a little better luck here in race number 2. But we're going to determine who the final 8 drivers are going to be, who will make their way into tonight's feature. Schaefer and Smolders on the front row. Smolders has a little bit of blinkage. Let's see if that clears up as the race starts. Schaefer brings Williams along. You see Smolders on the outside. He is gone for the moment, but now back in second place. Williams to the inside as Smolders makes a big run on Schaefer. Schaefer rolling the middle. Smolders right there on the cushion. He's got a big run on the race leader. Let's see if he can get to the outside of the 77 through turns 3 and 4. He will. Smolders going to take the race lead, and Williams going to follow him through. Schaefer loses 2 spots there through 3 and 4. Alex Smolders out front. You see the battle behind them. Weston Newell on the bottom making his way around Schaefer. The outside, that's Bryce Bailey in the 83 rolling the top. James Edens in the 52 now around Schaefer. Got a hell of a battle here through the middle of this pack. 3 real racing lanes right now, and they're all being utilized by these drivers. Kind of early to see that middle lane really come in. Volusia likes the top and the bottom. Ooh, you see Bailey nearly causing himself some problems there. That is the battle for second right there. Edens around the outside of the 13 of Williams. He's going to take it away. Weston Newell to the inside, holding off Williams. Bailey to the outside. They're 3 wide going into turn 3. Contact there between the 13 and the 222. You see Lepresto with his engine cowling is off. He pulls into the pits. Nearly caused some trouble for those drivers as they caught that car unawares. It did cause problems for Matthew Williams in the 13, who is now in 9th. The first man out of that transfer spot. He's got to catch Aaron Schaefer and do something here quickly. So right now, it's Smolders and Edens. Weston Newell in 3rd. And behind them, Schmidt, Bailey doing battle. Weston looked to not get off of turn 2 very well there. That gives Bailey a look on the outside. See Schmidt trying to make the middle work. Brett Strickler driving his way into this battle. Newell going to drop to 4th here. Still trying to make that bottom work. Tyson Landis behind these guys, holding down 7th spot. Aaron Schaefer, who started this race on the pole, still has a transfer spot. The only other driver on track right now is the 13 of Matthew Williams. He's the only guy that can take that spot away from Schaefer, and he is trying his damnedest to make it so. White flag out for Alex Smolders out front. He's got a sizable advantage on James Edens in second. Third place, Weston Newell. Bryce Bailey in fourth. Brett Strickler fifth. Sixth place belongs to Trey Schmidt. Seventh, Tyson Landis. And rounding out your field will be the 77 of Aaron Schaefer. And Matthew Williams will miss out on tonight's A-Main. 2-minute warm-up here as we get ready for tonight's A-Main. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Energy Gum is a boost of energy, alertness, and focus in a chew. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes to take effect and is a cheaper and healthier alternative to energy drinks and shots that fill you with calories and sugar. Wicked Energy Gum is made in the USA, and the best part of it all is that for every pack you buy, they make a donation to the Cognitive Warriors Foundation, who focuses on improving access to quality health care for active and former U.S. military men and women who suffer from depression and PTSD. Just go to wickedenergygum.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. That DOBRL code also works on wickedreliefcbd.com for your daily dose of CBD as well. Wicked Energy Gum and Wicked Relief Gum making it possible to have these DOB broadcasts, so we appreciate your support of those products. Using that DOBRL code tells them that we sent them your way, and that keeps these broadcasts going. Adam Elby, fastest in warm-up, with Zane Scott currently holding second. Craig Dunn, third quickest. Fourth, Chris Roberts. And fifth right now, Blake Majulis. Those are your top 5 speeds from the warm-up session. We saw how many options there were for these drivers. They could run the top, they could run the bottom, right through the middle. We are in for a fantastic race here as we get ready for the 35-lap feature, tonight's Race 1 A-Main. How's it going, Sharon? Thanks for joining us. We are just getting ready for tonight's Race 1 A-Main feature event. 24 cars for 35 laps. We've got a very racy racetrack right now. Multiple grooves developing for these drivers to choose from. The best of the best about to do battle at the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. On the pole in the 91, it is Ernie Williams Jr. and Rusty Kruger in the 5 to his outside. Blake Majulis, John Harper, row 2. Dustin Griffiths, Kevin Click, row 3. James Tiernan, Zane Scott, row 4. Tyler File, Kendall Tucker, row 5. Anthony Lepresto, Adam Elby, Shea Paolo, Billy Rowley, Chris Roberts, Craig Dunn, Alex Smolders, James Edens, Weston Newell, Bryce Bailey, Brett Strickler, and Trey Schmidt. Rounding out your field is the 31 of Tyson Landis and the 77 of Aaron Schaefer. That's your starting lineup. 35 laps. Caution flag laps do not count in DOB competition. That's why you see 0 to 200 up there. We're going to keep track of how many caution flag laps we have. And I will let you know when that white flag will wave. But the green flag is going to wave here. In a couple of corners, Ernie Williams has control. Let's see if the 5 of Kruger can hold off Majulis to the inside. Second place has been a sitting duck on those restarts. He's going to want to change that. He tries to cut across in front of Majulis. It works. Williams to the high side. He has the race lead. Kruger elects to stay on the bottom. Majulis there on the outside of Harper, trying to make a run. Kruger's going to slide up in front of him. Majulis elects to go around. 3 wide coming off of turn 4 there. Racing for second right now. Harper gets around Kruger. Majulis with the big run down the back. Not giving away that second spot. Top side looking quick, but the middle is working for Harper as well. Majulis is going to take second spot as Harper battles back. Man, those guys super close. That backstretch at Volusia is very, very dangerous. Those cars seem to just, they gravitate to each other off of turn 2. Behind them, we talked about James Tiernan and how strong his run through the heat race was. He is currently sitting in 7th spot, trying to make his way into this battle between Harper and Dustin Griffiths. Griffiths having a real good run there on the bottom, trying to get around Rusty Kruger and John Harper. See Kevin Click, Kruger into the fence, nearly causing some issues there. That opens the door for Griffiths, who takes 4th and now trying to take 3rd away from Harper. Look at this battle right here. 4th through 7th and 8th. Click and Tiernan rubbing wheels there for a second. No harm, no foul. Nearly 4 wide off of turn 4. That 53 car coming up the inside. That's Tyler File. He's got Dunn and Kruger to his outside. Dustin Griffiths holding down the bottom. Contact between Tiernan and Kevin Click. Click across the track. Sent one car flying. That was John Harper. Caution flag is out. We're going to back this up and see where it all began. You see they're 3 wide off of turn 4. Contact between Tiernan sent him up the track and into Harper. Once more, we'll get a different viewpoint of it. You know, maybe Click was just trying to give Tiernan more space, because I don't know how much that contact really sent Click up the track. They made contact right front to left rear, and the car didn't really turn sideways like it was some sort of a netcode type deal. You know, didn't look very egregious. So maybe Click was just trying to give Tiernan a little bit of space, and the space just wasn't there. Harper, of course, getting the worst of it. Kevin Click back to 9th. Tiernan in 4th, showing no ill effects there. White flag lap now becomes lap 38. Ernie Williams out front. Blake Majulis second. Griffiths, Tiernan, Dunn up 11 spots to 5th. Fantastic run for Craig Dunn already. Keep an eye on that 57. We saw him roll in the middle there. Top, bottom, and middle. All decent options for these guys right now. Fantastic racing so far. It's not going to be any different when we go green off of turn 4 right here. Ernie Williams Jr. going to give him green early. Majulis with a decent start. Still going to have Dustin Griffiths to his inside. He's going to clear him down the backstretch just barely. Low line working really well for that 82. You see Tiernan just a lane up. Done right there with Tiernan. Kruger behind him. Tyler File there in the 53. Behind them, Weston Newell was 3 wide with Roberts there for a moment. You see Zane Scott and Kevin Click, the Team SETI drivers up there. James Edens rolling the bottom, making his way forward. Real gaggle of cars here. 2 and 3 wide. They can't get away from each other right now. See Billy Rowley coming into that picture as well. He's currently 13th. Edens now electing to go to the high side. Let's see if that 52 can start making some waves up there. Slides off the cushion to get around Weston Newell. Newell now has Rowley to his inside. Caution flag going to wave once more. Looks like Bryce Bailey is the guy who had problems. Bailey over the top of the cushion, spinning right there, bringing out the caution. Did not lose a lap. So just a momentary lapse in green flag action. Lap 41 becomes our white flag lap. Ernie Williams has led them all so far. Majulis now has the 98 of Tiernan in his rear view. Craig Dunn up to 4th. See a mixture of guys moving forward and backwards there in the top 10. Griffiths was running 3rd there on that last restart, now in 5th. He was utilizing that low line. Not sure if he had some sort of an issue or just those guys finally made their way around. Ernie Williams Jr. Gonna give him green here off of turn number 4. He's got Blake Majulis right on his rear bumper. Majulis gonna try to time that correctly. His first attempt didn't really work, but the second one was really well. Majulis has a run on the race leader. Is he going to slide up the racetrack? He's going to hold the bottom right now. Majulis has the race lead. Now he's going to put the slider on. Williams going to try to battle back here to the inside. Slider comes in. Majulis going to try the over-under, but looks like he caught the fence there going in. So that kind of slowed him up just a little bit. He's still got a run on the 91. Craig Dunn to the inside has 3rd spot now. Williams and Majulis trading the lead. Oh, Majulis over the cushion. Real out of shape there off of turn 2. He's able to gather it up. Unfortunate turn of events for Blake Majulis, who disappears there for a moment. Let's see if he comes back. We're going to take a look here at Dustin Griffiths. Majulis is gone. Looks like he timed out. Really unfortunate because he had a very fast race car. Ooh, contact there between Griffiths and Kruger. Kruger who turns sideways in front of Roberts. Roberts is going to collect Tyler File. And that's going to bring out a caution. You see here, Griffiths and Kruger are going to come together. That's going to turn Kruger sideways in front of Roberts. That stacks everybody up behind him. Tyler File gets into the back of Roberts, has nowhere to go. And File is going to get the worst of it. But that car still on track. Adam Elby must have got some damage there, and he decided to finish that car off. A lot of fast race cars having problems here. File was quick. Majulis, I see Tyler's going to pull it into the pits. That car with too much damage to continue. Majulis was battling for the race lead before he disappeared. Lap 44 becomes our white flag lap. Look at that in second spot. Craig Dunn, Team SETI driver in the 57. Bringing that wicked cushion machine 14 spots forward right now. And look down there in sixth as well. The guy who had the quickest time in qualifications, James Edens, that lap did not count because he crossed the line just after the time limit went up. So he had to start the rear of his heat race, made it through to the A from the lesser mains, and now he's up to sixth in this feature. Let's keep an eye on that going forward. Still plenty of time in this race. Ernie Williams gives him green. He got a really good start over Craig Dunn there. Dunn able to charge back to the inside. He's got Tiernan right there with him. Behind them, it's Griffiths and Edens. Dunn working the bottom. Tiernan on the high side. Now Dunn got a really good run there. Williams a little crossed up on the cushion. We've got another race for the lead. Craig Dunn to the inside. Can he hold that spot as Williams charged back on the outside? You see the cushion very fast, but getting rough, causing these drivers some problems. We saw it bite Majulis. Dunn making the bottom work to perfection. He's got the race lead. Holding the inside. Now Tiernan goes for second. Unable to hold it there on Williams through turns 1 and 2. But Tiernan looks to be a lane off the bottom and making it work right there. But look who's coming. Swindell Speed Lab driver, James Edens, to the inside. He's going to get around Tiernan for third. Sets his sights on the 91 of Williams. Edens from the rear of this field, inserting himself into this battle. 3 wide off of turn 2. Williams, Tiernan, and Edens. What a fantastic race we're seeing right here. The best in the sprint car business doing battle. 3 lines of racing action all being utilized here at Volusia Speedway Park. Williams going to change his line there, nearly cutting the nose of Tiernan before sliding up. James Tiernan holding firm, but the caution flag is going to wave. Looks like problems for Trey Schmidt. We're going to back it up. He's going to make contact with Anthony Lepresto. Let's watch Lepresto here. He's going to find the outside retaining wall, which backs him up into Schmidt. Looked like Trey also had issues on the cushion, which kept him from making too many evasive maneuvers to get around the 57 of Lepresto, finally getting off the track before causing an issue for the race leader. So Trey Schmidt finished for the evening. See how this shakes out here. For whatever reason, the pace car was unable to catch the race leaders. Now remember, when the caution flag waves, the field is frozen. Top 10 graphic going to refresh as these guys cross the line here. They were all out of sorts. There we go. Craig Dunn up 15 spots to the race lead. Ernie Williams Jr. in second. Tiernan third. James Edens fourth. Those guys were 3 wide going into turn 1 as the caution flag waved. Look at Strickler and Landis as well. Large charges from the rear of this field. Back to green here on lap 37. Now 38 is the lap we are working. Only 10 laps left in this race. White flag will fly on lap 47. Tiernan to the inside of Williams. They're doing battle. Williams trying to squeeze the 98. Take away that momentum. Click and Strickler trying to catch these guys to put themselves in position to do battle. This is the race for second right now. Eden's trying a little higher line, seeing if he can make his way forward. But right now, he's watching Tiernan and Williams do battle. Now to the inside, he thinks a little better of it. Eden's keeping his nose back. As these boys start to work to the bottom of the track, they see Dunn using it to perfection. Tiernan going to slide up, leaving room there for Williams on the outside. Williams into the fence, which slows him up into turn 3. We'll see if he can cut down and make a move off the corner. Eden's going to get both of those guys through 3 and 4. Tiernan sliding up the track, had to make an evasive maneuver to not hit the 52. So James Eden's to second here in this race as the laps wind down. Now he sets his sight on the Team SETI driver, Craig Dunn, out front. Both of these cars have charged from the rear of the field. Eden's a little farther back than Dunn, but Dunn has the top spot that Eden's wants right now. That last lap, Eden's was slightly quicker. See what he can do this time. Eden's 2/10 quicker than Dunn now. The battle for the lead shaping up here. As they cross the line, we're going to have 2 laps left in this race. Dunn, only 8 corners to hold off James Eden's. They're side by side out of turn 2. Eden's trying to make the charge on Dunn. Dunn's going to continue to hold that bottom. But can he stop James Eden's from going around the outside? White flag in the air, side by side into turn 1. These guys fighting it out. Dunn's not going to give him any room. They make contact. Both cars. Dunn upside down out of turn 2. James Eden's coming to the flag. Checkered flag waves. James Eden's is going to win this race. Tiernan coming home second. Trying to find out who ended up in third. We'll have to see. I want to try and get instant replay here. The battle for the race lead. Here we are. Coming off of turn 4. Eden's on the outside. Dunn trying to hold the bottom. Looked like Dunn slid up the track, which hooked his car into the outside retaining wall. Makes me sick for Dunn, who charged his way from the rear of this field and had the lead for quite a while. And just a little bit of a slip there, getting hooked on to the 52 of Eden's. Looks like there's some confusion on who did indeed finish third. You see Strickler and Landis all parked up there. Maybe we'll get some official word here momentarily. We're going to start pulling people into the broadcast booth. Let's start out. We've got our second place driver in the booth right now, Mr. James Tiernan, who, James, that was a wild one right there. What did you start? About 7th or 8th in this race. You were able to charge your way forward, but there was a lot of guys right up there battling with you who came from way back as well. Talk about that racetrack. Seemed like it was very racy and gave the drivers a lot of options out there.
Yeah, I got to be honest. That was one of the more fun races I've done, I think, this year going out there. Had a really good battle there with Ernie for a while. Dustin Griffiths was in the mix. Just a lot of really good people, a lot of clean racing, and I got to say, that was probably the most enjoyment I've had in quite a while.
It definitely made for a lot of fun for us watching there. We saw the battle that you were having with Williams and Edens there. All three of you guys, three wide, nearly all the way around the racetrack. It seemed like your car was rolling the middle, maybe a lane off the bottom there. It looked like that was the place that it was working well for you. Looked like Dunn had the bottom working just a little bit better, right?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how Dunn was doing it. For a while there, I could maintain when I started figuring out the middle line, but then he started taking off later in the race. Same with Edens. All credit to him. He came from the back, and them two I had nothing for. I was just praying for, at least a third, and then looks like they tangled. I don't know what happened there, but overall, I think that's one of my best wing races to date. I know I got the one fuel strategy win, but second from just hanging on there and actually racing my way there felt a lot better.
Well, second place, maybe not exactly what you wanted, but a good points night here. The race one you're a little farther back, so does this give you a little bit of confidence? Maybe you can make a charge up in this points battle as well?
Yeah. Again, I think I missed an event on a Tuesday, and I don't know. Again, I'm just going for wins and podiums at this point. I don't think I'm going to be particularly competitive for a championship win, but yeah, certainly do my best to just improve and kind of be racy with some of these guys. Still have ways to go to keep up with Edens and Dunn here in the wing stuff, but yeah, definitely getting closer.
There you have it. Second place, James Tiernan here in Volusia Race 1. We've got a race winner in the broadcast booth as well. He's on mute right now. James, we saw one hell of a battle for you to get up to the front, and there you were fighting it out in the waning laps with Craig Dunn. Talk to us about that incident there on the final lap, which took Dunn out and gave you the win.
Yeah, I think I got a little loose off two, and he probably thought I was gonna be a little higher than I was, and we were just racing hard for the win. It sucks it ended that way for sure. It was gonna be interesting what happened in 3 and 4 there.
Yeah, we were talking to Tiernan about the racetrack. There was a lot of options out there. You come from way back, as did Dunn. Talk about charging through that field, because you guys were cutting it up like Swiss cheese, and then once you got to the front, you were able to really focus in and make charges on those guys.
Yeah, the track was, really racy. The top was, probably the place to be early on, and you could make a lot of moves up there, and then right through the middle there at the end was good, and just a little slider line in 3 and 4 to catch that moisture off and just get the straightaway speed. I think that's kind of what I found there at the end, and nobody had found it yet, and just kind of rolled that along and picked off those guys there at the end.
Now, James, we mentioned earlier in the race, I don't know if I'm sure you know it actually, but you had the quickest time in qualifying, but just because it was the qualifying lap was slightly after the checkered flag, it did not count. We make fun of your qualifying efforts every week, but when you actually make it out to the front, you don't have an issue there, because if you can win, it don't matter where you qualify, right?
Yeah, that was kind of heartbreaking there. Just missed it by a little bit, and they didn't give it to me. So yeah, I just had to be patient though in the back, and thankfully we had a good track, and there was a lot of good close racing tonight. So.
Well, congratulations on that race win. Good points day. He was 7th in the championship. That's going to move him forward. Swindell Speed Lab driver and race number 1 winner, James Edens. Congratulations, my friend.
Thanks, sir.
So let's talk to third place, Tyson Landis. Tyson Landis, goodness gracious, where did I see his name? Oh, yeah, he started 23rd. Tyson, goodness gracious, my friend, how in the world did you end up in that top 3 through that melee in that final little battle?
Well, this Wicked Relief CBD car was on rails tonight. I was just rolling in the middle the whole night. I was just picking them off one at a time.
What did happen there on that final lap, by the way? Because I know that you guys, there was 4 or 5 cars doing battle. Ernie Williams was up there as well. And we didn't actually get to see it because we were watching the race lead. So talk us through those final laps.
Me and Ernie traded places a couple times, and then I was able to get to his outside there through the middle and just got a little bit more grip than he did, and I beat him to the line by about 10 foot or so.
So it was definitely a wild one. Now you, of course, starting 23rd. We talked about the racetrack. There were three real options for those guys out there. How was your car doing? What was the line that you were utilizing that everybody else wasn't seemingly able to keep up with?
Seemed like a lot of people went straight to the bottom, so I just kind of went a car lane off the bottom to the middle, and I just stayed right in that area the whole race and was just able to pick them off one at a time. Towards the end of the race, you had to go up a couple more car lengths to get a little more moisture, but for the most part, it was right there in the.
Now, Tyson, we've seen you've been very quick throughout the season. Every once in a while get bit by some sort of unlucky bug, but here you are on the podium here. Does this give you the confidence you need going forward? Maybe even see if you can contend for a race victory here in race number 2?
I'm gonna give it a shot.
There you have.
Surely I can get it up there.
You proved that one. We'll definitely back you on that. From 23rd to 3rd. Finding that final podium spot in the 31 Wicked Relief Gum with CBD car. Tyson Landis, congratulations, my friend. Good luck tonight.
Sir, have a good one.
So there you have it. That's our top 3 here from race number 1. Don't go anywhere. We have another full race coming up here momentarily. We are going to go back and do some more racing here with DOB 360s at the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. Check and see if that lobby will be up here. Yeah, you definitely do not want to go anywhere. Because that race that we saw was absolutely fantastic. One of the best races we've had in DOB competition this season. Multiple racing grooves. A little bit of excitement, contact. Fair contact, too. Nobody really putting any bad slide jobs or anything like that. Just guys racing hard. Able to make that work. Craig Dunn in the Facebook chat. That is unfortunate, my friend. We were watching you do battle there. Side by side with Eden's on the final lap. Looked like that car got hooked, and he definitely got the worst of it, did Mr. Dunn. We've had a great run up from the rear of the field. We were very impressed. So I'm checking to see if this is indeed the lobby that we need here. We are loading up right now. While we're doing that, I am going to stop the feed on the Facebook, the DOB Facebook page. So we will have a new feed for race number 2 to keep the videos separate for everybody. If you are watching on Twitch or YouTube, or my Facebook for that matter, you don't have to go anywhere. But if you're watching on the Dirty Old Bastards Facebook page, you will see a new video pop up momentarily. So please stick with us because we've got more wild racing action to come. That was not the lobby that we needed there. So go back, see if the race 2 lobby is indeed started. We are back on the DOB Facebook page. Looks like the race 2 lobby is up. It could trick me. Could be the old lobby. I just keep loading into it, keeping it alive. These things happen. But we will be getting started with race number 2 momentarily. Good break for the announcer here. After a race like that last one, that's definitely needed. That kind of action makes a guy scream his head off. Still don't have the race 2 lobby up. Now we do. So we're going to get loaded in, be ready to rock here momentarily. It's going to start with a 10-minute hot lap session. Race number 1 ran pretty quick. So hopefully we get the same here from race number 2. There are plenty of times where we stay up late to hang out with the Dirty Old Bastards Racing League. For an old man like myself, I like to race and get it over with and head to bed. But missing the action, definitely not an option. Especially not when they're racing like they were in race number 1. So second lobby up and running. 4 minutes left in hot laps. Currently watching Jeffrey Stewart turn some laps right now. Billy Rowley quickest in practice at the moment. Trading paint's loading in as well. Zane Scott turning some laps in that 37 machine. Zane back home from being deployed. Ready to get back behind the wheel of that Team SETI car. Let's talk about the Race 2 Championship. This is how we look at the moment. It is Chris Roberts at the top of the Race 2 Championship after 5 of 9 races. He's got a 29-point lead on Ernie Williams Jr. James Tiernan currently sitting third, and Jeremy Zarfos are tied, 83 points behind the leader. Rounding out your top 5 is Mason Hannigan. 1 win for Williams and Tiernan each. Roberts has yet to find victory lane here this season, but still holding down the top spot. There is Tiernan out there getting some laps in. One minute here left in hot laps. Rally quickest in hot laps with Tyler Schell. Schell is a new name that you'll be seeing here in DOB competition. Tyler had his 18th birthday yesterday. Driver that's been doing battle in the World of Outlaw Late Model Series. Of course, 18 years old is the limit to compete in the DOB, so he's just now able to get out there. Driver for Elbows Up Sim Sport on the sprint car side of things. So we will get to see him doing battle here. Kendall Tucker currently sitting 4th on the timesheet. Michael Sheridan looks like he's around for race 2. Joshua Steinke, Nathan Davis, Jeremy Zarfos, John Batista, Ryan Scheidt, Shell, Jesse Dacus making a rare DOB appearance. Looks like Mike Keegan pulling his car out of the garage. So a lot of names we didn't see in race number 1. It's going to be a wild one here in race 2. Looks like just north of 30 drivers going to compete here in race 2. So we are ready to qualify. 1 minute, 41 seconds left in qualifications. We are watching James Tiernan, who was 3rd quick qualifier in race number 1. He's able to come home 2nd in the race itself. Billy Rowley goes to provisional pole with a 13.962. James Tiernan clocks in 8th at 14.060. Tyler Schell, quick time, 13.938 for Tyler Schell. Rowley drops to 3rd. Batista out in the Black Diamond machine, currently 16th. Zane Scott in 6th. Joshua Steinke, he's 10th currently. 2nd lap does not improve, looks like. Kendall Tucker on the speedway. Swindell Speed Lab machine. See if he can break into those top spots. Shell still holding P1. Tucker's first lap, 1:4.068. Things are very, very tight right now. Ryan Scheidt actually taking away P1 from Tyler Shell, 1:3.935. So it's under a tenth there between first to 16th. Very, very close. 5 heat races here. Nope, they dropped it down to 4. Okay, I was going to say that's kind of strange considering I think we had more cars in race number 1. So we are going to get ready for heat race number 1 here. 4 heat races. Top 4 will advance from each. There will be 8 drivers from the B main who will advance to the A. Look at who's on the pole for this one. Old Colton Hardy, Swindell Speed Lab driver. He snuck in here. We didn't see him qualify. Would have been the 16th quick qualifier to end up starting on the pole of heat race number 1. Ryan Scheidt, who gained quick time, starting 4th in this race. Waiting on Mike Keegan to load in. And we will get rolling here with heat race number 1. On the pole in the 152, it is Colton Hardy. And to his outside in the Team SETI, number 25, it's Kevin Click. Dustin Griffiths, who was very quick in race 1, was running top 3, top 5 for a long, long time. Starting inside row number 2 with quick time. Ryan Scheidt in the 010 to his outside. Michael Sheridan in the 15. Dave Blaney Sim Team machine has Tyler Grafton in the 62 to his outside. And rounding out your field is the 57 of Anthony Lepresto and the 92 of Mike Keegan. Keegan, Team SETI car. Do believe that's the first time we've seen him out in DOB action this season. Was a DOB regular in seasons past. Been doing some real life racing, probably keeping him busy. So 10 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance to the A main. Colton Hardy going to lead them down this time. We are green. Hardy with a good start. He clears both drivers there. Dustin Griffith's going to follow him through. Kevin Click battling back to the inside. See if he can regain second spot. He tries to slide up on Dustin Griffiths. Griffiths pushes up the track, but does not relent. He does have to give that position away in 1 and 2. Ooh, into the fence goes Griffiths. That allows Lepresto around. That car all out of sorts. Unfortunate first couple of laps there. Lepresto's going to make the over-under work. Mike Keegan's going to follow him through. Hardy out front has a good gap on Kevin Click. Fast qualifier here tonight. Ryan Scheidt trying to utilize that speed to make some ground here on the 25 machine. Whoa, big issue there. Dustin Griffiths and Anthony Lepresto. Heavy contact there in turn 4. Let's back it up, see what happened. Griffiths around Keegan, goes to the inside. Wow, that is okay. Let's back that up once more. You see Griffith sliding up the track. He makes contact with Lepresto, which actually those cars come together and get hooked, and it just seemingly rocket shipped Lepresto to the outside wall. Let me say, I don't think that was a crash that had any sort of intention there. I don't think Griffiths looked to be a missile to take out Lepresto. I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. I don't believe that to be the case. But, wow, that was a wild-looking accident there. And both of those drivers now out of contention here. Colton Hardy, your race leader. Kevin Click in second. Ryan Scheidt in third. Michael Sheridan fourth. Keegan right now, after starting in eighth, on the outside looking in here. He's going to have a couple of laps to do battle. See if he can get around that 15 car. Wild start to heat race number 1. I'm sure Dustin might be in the Facebook chat at some point to give us an idea of what in the world happened there. Something about the contact between those two cars sent them flying. Just strange looking accident. Hardy's going to give him green now. Working lap 9. 2 to go here in heat race number 1. Top 4 advance. Keegan puts the slider on. He gets around Sheridan. Sheridan going to battle back here to the inside of turn 3. Back and forth. The 4th place spot trading between Mike Keegan and Michael Sheridan. They're coming to the line right now. Sheridan has it. Keegan looking to run. Not going to happen. 4th place going to go to Sheridan, Hardy, Click, and Scheidt. The top 3 in front of him. Going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Boy, this is a good one, too. In for a really good heat race here. We are rolling on the pole in the Dave Blaney Sim Team number 19. It is Jeremy Zarfos. And to his outside in the 110, Kevin Hanley. Nathan Davis in the Black Diamond 36, inside row number 2. And there is the man we were talking about earlier, making his first start with the DOB series here on the outside in the 85 Elbows Up Sim Sport machine. That's Tyler Schell, veteran of the World of Outlaw late model competition. 18th birthday was yesterday. Happy belated birthday to Tyler. John Batista in the 54 makes up inside row number 3 with Chris Roberts to his outside. Rounding out your field in the 138, it is Thomas Garriott and Bo Brunig in the 50. That's your 8 cars on track for heat race number 2. 10 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance to tonight's A main. Winner of this race is going to start outside front row for tonight's feature, so that's very important. These guys about to do battle for it. Zarfos gives them green. Really rough start for Kevin Hanley. He's got Nathan Davis and Tyler Schell to his inside. Davis going to take that spot. Hanley boxed in as Schell puts the slider on Davis now. Tyler Schell from 4th to 2nd in 1 lap. Davis going to try to slide back around him. Not going to make that stick. Fourth place right now belonging to Kevin Hanley. Christopher Roberts trying to make his way forward and do battle for that spot. Batista dropping back to 7th there. So he's got a little bit of a charge to do to get back in contention for a transfer spot. Zarfos doing everything he can to stay in front of Shell there in 2nd. But Tyler is catching our race leader. Zarfos a little quicker on that lap, not by much. So the gain starting to level out. At that time, Shell much quicker than Zarfos. Hanley still has control of 4th. Right behind the 36 of Davis. See everybody in a line. Ooh, Shell there nearly making contact with Zarfos. Had to get out of it momentarily. Behind them, Davis and Hanley doing battle for that position. Shell looks to be able to make that lower line work a little bit. Zarfos going to try to take that line away off of 4. 2 laps to go here in this race. This is a very important battle. The guy who wins is going to start outside front row for the feature. And the other will start 6th. White flag is out. Zarfos has 2 more corners to hold off Tyler Shell. He's got a sizable advantage now. Looks like he's going to do it. Zarfos going to win. Tyler Shell 2nd. Kevin Hanley going to come home in 4th behind Nathan Davis in the 36. See him give him a little love tap there. Those two were doing battle there. Not sure if it got heated or they were just having a good time. But those boys battling it out for 3rd and 4th. Good heat race there. Everybody got in line, but no real issues. Quick laps. Keeping her rolling here. Heat race number 3 on track now, getting ready to roll. Waiting on Brett Rolls, who looks like he's not going to make the call. So only 7 cars on track here for heat race number 3. On the pole in the Elbows Up TV machine, it is the 98 of James Tiernan. And to his outside, last season's 360 champion, it's the Black Diamond 80 of Joshua Steinke. Zane Scott, Team Setting Machine, inside row number 2, with Cole Newhoffen in the 11 Kinzer Sim Team machine to his outside. Row number 3 going to be made up of John Lepresto and the 072 of Jeffrey Stewart, who will move up to take Brett Roll's place. And Ernie Williams Jr. will round out your field in the 91. Williams led a lot of laps in the race number 1 competition before giving way to Dunn and actually falling back quite a bit there on the final restart. So Ernie will be looking to get back to the front here to put himself in contention for a win here in race number 2. 10 laps to distance. Tiernan has control of this race. They're going to go green off of turn number 4. See if Steinke can break the trend of the guys struggling on the restarts. Second place, it's like they had an anchor tied to him each time. And that is going to continue. Steinke with Zane Scott to his inside. Now he's going to battle back on the inside as Cole Newhoffen looks to get in. Gives second back to Steinke. Scott going to battle back to the inside. He's going to slide up the track. Leaves room for Steinke there. But that's also going to allow the 11 of Newhoffen to make a run around the outside. Scott able to squeeze in, keeping the 11 behind him. See the 71 of John Lepresto climbing his way forward. He's got Ernie Williams all over his back bumper. That's the battle to see who's going to make a charge on Newellhofen, who has the final transfer spot. You see all four of them guys like it's a draft, like a line at Talladega there. Tiernan, Steinke, Scott, and Newellhofen. Scott still trying to make a move on the 80. Whoa, big problems for Newellhofen. What happened there? Caution flag waves. Let's back this up and find out what in the world went on. See Scott with the move. He's going to slide up the track. Newellhofen just makes contact with the outside retaining wall and gets upside down. See if we can see it from his viewpoint here. Just caught that opening in the fence. Strange accident. Going to take one of our transfer drivers away from us there as Cole Newellhofen now out of heat race number 3. 5th place belongs to Jonathan Lepresto. Ernie Williams Jr. is going to inherit that transfer spot now in 4th. Going to get back to green flag action here momentarily. Should be working lap 9 when we go back green. Great break for Ernie Williams Jr., who's going to take over that 4th spot. If he can hold on to it, it's good enough to transfer him automatically into the A main. Lepresto and Jeffrey Stewart behind them. Those boys looking at the B main, which is not a death knell tonight. B main's going to take 8 cars, so you stand a pretty good chance of making the race if you can put it in the B. Tiernan got a really good start there. Looked like Steinke tried to time it right, which cost him. He's going to hold on to 2nd spot over Zane Scott, who now has Williams to his outside. Nearly into the inside fence goes Scott. He's going to try to tuck in behind the 91. He's got Lepresto to his inside, who's going to make that pass stick. But Zane's going to fight back on the inside. This is for the final transfer. Out front, Tiernan's going to win. Steinke 2nd, Williams in 3rd, and Zane Scott's going to take the final transfer spot to tonight's A main in 4th. Getting ready here for heat race number 4. Final heat race of the evening. Another really quick heat race here. Every one of these drivers were drivers that we talked about in race number 1. On the pole in the 46, Swindell Speed Lab driver, that is Kendall Tucker. And to his outside, first time we've seen him in DOB competition this season. Driver from the World of Outlaw Pro Division, it is Jesse Dacus. Inside row number 2 in the 826, it is Tyler Gary, and he's got Team SETI number 79 of Billy Rowley to his outside. Another Team SETI driver in the 222 inside row 3. That's Weston Newell with Brent Hobson in the 181 to his outside. And Aaron Schaefer going to round out your field in 7th. Hobson was one of those drivers that were running really good there. I think we talked about him in the B main and had some serious contact with another car which kept him out. But that was a fast car. as well as the 826 of Tyler Gary. Actually, I think those were the two drivers that made contact. Wow. Hold on to your seats here because we might have a wild one on our hands. Those boys might still be mad at each other. But we're going to go green this time by Kendall Tucker. Gives it to him. Dacus had a rough start there. Backed Billy Rowley up. You see Gary to the inside, but Dacus going to hold the outside and make his way around the 826. Rowley going to try to follow him through. Actually, Rowley's going to look to make a move around Dacus. 3 wide off of turn 4. Dacus makes contact with Gary. All of those cars able to control it. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Dacus and Newell. Welcome to DOB Season 3. Jesse Dacus, he's getting beat around out there. Schaefer makes contact with Newell as well. Those boys still 3 wide for 5th spot. Looking out front. Here's another battle we saw from Race 1 competition. Billy Rowley and Kendall Tucker were fighting it out. They made contact in their heat race 3 different times. And, of course, they'd get thrown into the same heat race here in race number 2. Rowley's got a big run. His shallow slide job to take away the race lead. Tucker's going to go back around. Down the backstretch, those cars nearly side by side. Rowley electing to use the outside Tucker slider line. Winner of this race will start outside row number 2 for tonight's feature event. Rowley's got a big run down the back. He's going to go to the inside here in 3 and 4. Tucker able to hold on. Looks like that 79 is slightly quicker, but the line that Tucker is using is just enough to keep Rowley at bay. Tyler Gary in 3rd. Brent Hobson holding on to 4th right now. It's Weston Newell who has to get around Hobson to take that final transfer spot. So far, he's been unable to do it. Race for the lead, heating up once more. Billy Rowley catching up to the rear of Kendall Tucker. Only 2 laps left in this race. He's got to time his move perfectly. He's using that outside lane, keeping the momentum up. Will he go in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4? He's going to stay patient right now. Kendall Tucker's got to get a good run off of 2 here. Looks like he's going to be able to do that. 79 goes to the high side of the track. Kendall Tucker using the slider line. Rowley's going to make a push, but he's going to end up finishing 2nd. Tyler Gary in 3rd, and Brent Hobson going to come home with the final transfer spot in 4th. Straight to the B main we go. 12 laps the distance. Top 8 will advance to tonight's A. And looking at the talent here in the B main, this would be an A anywhere else on a Tuesday night. But in DOB competition, this is how this is where you have to compete to make the feature event. What in the world just happened? We were waiting on Anthony Lepresto to load in, and he did not. And then Jonathan Lepresto, who was inside row 2, I don't know if his car... What in the world? Why? You can see it just come alive. He's going to hop the left rear of Keegan here. I don't know. He had some sort of an input issue there. That's going to take both Leprestos out of this B main. Unfortunate there for John. So let's look at the starting lineup. It's Mike Keegan in the X machine on the pole. Christopher Roberts to the outside. Tyler Grafton in the 62 is going to take the 3rd spot. Weston Newell to his outside. Jeffrey Stewart and Thomas Garriott make up row number 3. Dustin Griffiths and Aaron Schaefer, row 4. Looks like Cole Newhoffen and John Batista in front of Jesse Dacus and Bo Brunig to round out your field. Top 8 will advance. 3 cars already out of this race. So only 4 will miss. We're going green. Here we go. Keegan able to clear Roberts in turn number 1. This is Grafton and Thomas Garriott doing battle here. They're going to make a little bit of contact. Garriott gets sideways. Dustin Griffiths had to really get out of the throttle there. Schaefer going to try to come to the inside of the 62 of Grafton. He makes contact. And now Grafton is over and out of the ballpark. Into the alligator pond goes Tyler Grafton. He is out of this B main. Now only 3 cars going to miss the show. Keegan out front has his Team SETI teammate Weston Newell all over his back bumper. Behind them, we've got a really good battle for the 4th spot. Newhoffen to the outside. There's John Batista making a move there with the slide job. Behind them, Jeffrey Stewart did not get off of turn 4 very well. He lost 2 spots there as Griffiths and Dacus make their way around him. Stewart holding on to the final transfer right now. He's got Bo Brunig and Thomas Garriott to his rear bumper. Ooh, problems for Griffiths. Into the fence. That car comes off of it. I don't know if it's crooked or not. It does not look right. That car's tracking sideways. Griffith's going to bring it into the pits. That should have moved. It did move Bo Brunig into the final transfer spot. Give Stewart a little bit of breathing room. Thomas Garriott now is the odd man out, looking to make a move there on Brunig. Keegan out front has control. Weston Newell still trying to get around him. Chris Roberts in 3rd. 4th place belongs to John Batista. Dacus now in 5th with Newhoffen right behind him. And then it's Stewart, Brunig, and Garriott. Checkered flag is out. Mike Keenan's going to win this race. We're watching the battle for the transfer spot. Thomas Garriott unable to make a charge. So Bo Brunig going to end up in 8th spot and moving on to tonight's feature. 2-minute warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Relief Gum is your daily dose of CBD in the form of a chew. Each piece is 10 milligrams of CBD and absorbs 5 times faster than other products. Whether it's pain, inflammation, anxiety, or insomnia, Wicked Relief Gum offers quick and easy relief. Just go to wickedgumcbd.com and use code DOBRL for 10% off your order and free shipping on race days. The DOBRL code also works on wickedenergygum.com for a boost of energy and focus as well. These are the people that keep the broadcast going. We appreciate their support. We hope that you guys will support them as well. Using that code tells them that the DOB sent your business their way so that they know to continue putting these broadcasts on the air. Jesse Dacus right now has the quickest time in the warm-up session. Tyler Schell currently in 2nd. Tyler Gary in 3rd. Fourth place belongs to Colton Hardy, and Jeremy Zarfos right now is fifth quickest in warm-up. 24 cars, man. We're going to have a fantastic race. If it's anything like race 1, absolutely great race that we had. And I expect no less right here. 35 laps, the distance here for the DOB 360 Sprint Car Series. We are live on twitch.tv/elbowsuptv, live on the DOB Facebook and YouTube page, and getting ready for the feature. Yeah, Thomas, we saw that, man. It was wild there in the opening laps of that race. Seemed like it settled down, but at that point, you were a little far back to make a charge. Still waiting on Kendall Tucker to load in here. There he goes. So we've got everybody on track. And we are going to get ready to roll for tonight's A-main feature. Colton Hardy in the 152 Swindell Speed Lab team machine on the pole with Jeremy Zarfos in the Dave Blaney sim team, number 19 to his outside. James Tiernan and Kendall Tucker make up row number 2, with Kevin Click and Tyler Schell row 3. Joshua Steinke and Billy Rowley row 4, with Ryan Scheidt and Nathan Davis row 5. Ernie Williams Jr. and Tyler Gary row 6. Michael Sheridan and Kevin Hanley, Zane Scott, Brent Hobson, Mike Keegan, Weston Newell, Chris Roberts, John Batista, Jesse Dacus and Cole Newhoffen, and Jeffrey Stewart and Bo Brunig rounding out your field. 35 laps the distance. Caution flag laps will not count. We saw an absolute fantastic display of racing in the race number 1 championship here tonight. We're getting ready for the race 2 championship, and I am sure we are in for a great one. Volusia can produce 2 and 3 lanes, and I'm sure these drivers are going to use them all. Starting off right now, Colton Hardy, great start there. Able to get a good jump on Zarfos. He's got James Tiernan to his inside. Tiernan not quite clear of Zarfos yet. He's going to get around him this time and stay to the bottom of the racetrack. Tucker and Click behind him. Steinke and Schell doing battle. Tiernan now trying to make a charge for the lead of the race. Colton Hardy on the outside. Tiernan working the inside. You can see these drivers have options out there. Oh, problems for Cole Newhoffen. James Tiernan made contact with him. Tiernan was racing for the lead. All of a sudden, he had a car right in the middle of the track. Where is Newhoffen? I'm trying to find him here. Let's back this up. You can see him on the outside of the track there. Looks like he catches the back of the 181 of Hobson. That car flipping around. Hobson upside down. Newhoffen trying to get that car back on its wheels, which ending up putting him right in front of the race leaders. Multiple cars making contact with him. Unlucky night for Cole Newhoffen. Not sure Tiernan and some of those guys will be too happy with him. Wow, here's the thing. We saw Tiernan on the inside of Colton Hardy, and when the caution flag waved, he was actually in the race lead. So James Tiernan is the leader of this race. The question is, how much damage did that car take after that contact with Newhoffen? It's entirely possible that that car is going to be missing some performance there. Not a whole lot of laps complete so far. You saw the top 10. White flag lap goes to lap 38 now. Tiernan was working the inside of the racetrack. We'll see what he elects to do now. But he has the control of the race over Colton Hardy, who is now in second. Pace truck is in. Tiernan's going to go early. Hardy under fire from Zarfos, who puts the slider in. Zarfos going to leave him some space. So Hardy able to clear him down the back stretch. Zarfos working the inside there. You see Tiernan back on the bottom as well. Behind them, Kevin Click starting to close the gap on third spot. Tyler Schell and Joshua Steinke doing battle right there. You see Kendall Tucker and Billy Rowley rekindling their rivalry that started in race 1. Ernie Williams Jr. on the high side right there in that battle. 3 wide there off of turn number 4 as Rowley and Tucker made their way to the inside of Williams. Looks like Williams is going to take that spot. Kevin Click now making a charge on Zarfos for third. Slider in. Into the fence goes Click. He tries to keep it off of Zarfos there. You saw that car hop to the inside, and he lifted and turned back the opposite way to stay out of the 19's direction. Behind them, Schell, Steinke, and Williams doing battle. You see the high side, it's quick, but that cushion beating those drivers up a little bit. Schell back to the outside of Williams on the front stretch. Billy Rowley coming into that picture as well. Now to the inside goes Schell, unable to hold that. As we got a race for the lead, Colton Hardy on the outside has made his way around James Tiernan. Swindell Speed Lab driver taking control of this race. Talked about the top side being quick. Right now, it seems like it's a little faster than the inside. Zarfos now under fire from Joshua Steinke. Steinke had to get on the binders there a little bit, but able to get under the 19. He takes control of third spot. It's like the bottom side of the track kind of going away. Top side's where it's at right now. And the guys that are utilizing it are making their way forward. Ernie Williams, who started in 10th or 11th position, is up to 5th right now. He's been using that high side. See, he had to get off the gas there as Zarfos goes into the fence. He tries to get that car stopped. He's going to get hit by Mike Keegan. Caution flag is out. You see Kevin Click in the pits as well. Dacus as well. We didn't see what happened to Click there. Here's Zarfos, who makes the slider on Williams, hops the cushion into the fence. He's on the brakes trying to keep that car out of the way, but nothing Mike Keegan could do. Watch it from Keegan's point of view. Here he comes off of turn 4. See Zarfos having an incident up there, but the wings are blocking it. Look at that. He couldn't see a damn thing. That outside wall shot the Zarfos car across the track in front of him. And as the cars parted ways, all of a sudden he could see him, and that is it for Mike Keegan as well. He's going to hit pit lane. Here's your top 10. Joshua Steinke up 4 to third spot. Ernie Williams Jr. up 7 spots. Hardy now in the lead. Tiernan second. Nathan Davis breaking into the top 10 there. Sheridan as well. Tyler Gary currently holding down 9th spot. We're going to go green this time by lap 41 is now the white flag lap. So we will have 20 left in this 35-lap race. We saw the bottom going away. What will Tiernan do? Let's see if he starts to utilize a higher line. In race number 1, he was a lane off the bottom and finding some moisture there. But right now, he's got to do something to do battle with Colton Hardy because Hardy's got that top side working well. Green flag is out. Good start for Hardy. Tiernan able to keep pace so far. Unwilling to go to the top side there in 1 and 2. Steinke, however, has no such compunction. He utilizes that momentum to make a run there on Tiernan. Tiernan now with the slider. He's going to go up the racetrack. Steinke back around him on the inside. Give control of second to Joshua Steinke. Our defending champion in 360 competition, showing why he won that championship last season. Now, for the race lead, Joshua Steinke looking to make a move on Colton Hardy. Let's see if he slides up the track. He does. Takes the top spot away. Hardy ducking to the inside, not willing to give up. He's going to return that slider in 1 and 2. Steinke another run off of 2. Near contact there as the Black Diamond driver takes control of this race. Hardy going to squeeze him out, but Steinke able to hold that outside lane and take control of the top spot. Behind them, Ernie Williams Jr. still working the high side. He's got Billy Rowley and Tyler Shell behind him. Elbows up Simsport having a really good night here. They've got 2 in the top 5. Tiernan now giving way to Williams. Williams using that high side. Tiernan trying to find his way back down onto the bottom. At some point, that high side is going to get a little bit worse and give these guys options in the bottom to middle of the racetrack. But so far, it's not doing it. Rowley now starting to make a run on Tiernan. You got to wonder if Tiernan might be seeing some of that damage coming away from the contact with Newellhofen. He was very quick leading this race. And he was leading the race with damage too. It's hard to say. But now these guys starting to make waves on Tiernan. Shell to the outside of Rowley. See Tyler Gary in 8th trying to make his way around Kendall Tucker. Those 2 cars making contact. How in the world they stayed out of the fence there in 1 and 2, I'll never know. Gary in 8th. 7th place belonging to the Swindell Speed Lab driver of Kendall Tucker. Race for the lead starting to heat up here. Joshua Steinke has been caught by the 152 of Colton Hardy. As we look at him, though, you can see that Hardy put the slide job in and actually lost a lot of time. James Tiernan changed his lineup. He's made his way around the 91 of Williams. See how complicated this track is for these drivers. Caution flag is out. Not sure if we had a problem here with Jeffrey Stewart. Zane Scott. Wow, that crash started on the front stretch. Just look at this. We saw Scott into the fence coming out of 2, but he's got contact with John Batista on the front. Wow, yeah, that car all out of sorts. Shot down the racetrack into Batista, then outside of the racetrack there in 2, where Sheridan made contact with him. So Batista and Sheridan both losing their front wing in that incident with Scott. Colton Hardy's out of this race as well. What in the world happened there? He was running second and pulled into the pits. Maybe he hit the fence there as the caution flag waved. Not sure what that was all about, but Colton Hardy from second is now done. Let's reset here. White flag lap moves to lap 44. Going green next time by, so we should have 8 left. Steinke up 6 spots, your race leader at the moment. James Tiernan in second. Ernie Williams Jr. up 8 spots for third. Rally and Shell rounding out your top 5. Chris Roberts up 10 spots. Weston Newell up 8. Both of those guys breaking into the top 10. Shout out to Tyler Gary doing work there in the 826 as well. We're going back green here. 8 laps left in this race. Getting right down to it. Great start for Tiernan, who's able to keep pace with the 80 of Steinke. Steinke on the cushion. Tiernan just a lane under. See Shell working the outside of Rally behind them. We're going to keep an eye on this battle for the lead here at the moment. When will that top side start to go away? You see Tiernan utilizing it going into turn 1. Steinke kind of slid up to the cushion, which I think worked a little bit better for the 80. Ooh, problems for Kendall Tucker. He made contact with another car. That's Billy Rowley, who he made contact with. We've seen those boys battling it out all night long. They had contact in race 1. Ooh, big slide there. Weston Newell making contact with Rowley when he was upside down. See this once again, see if we can get a different camera angle. Tucker working the bottom. See, his entry was just so shallow. He was always going to slide up the track, and Billy Rowley was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Those two made contact in race number 1. They were battling it out in their heat race for race number 2. I'm sure neither of them very happy with the other. Really tough break for Billy Rowley, who was running 4th at the time. So here we go. White flag moves to lap 47. Should be working lap 41 when we go back green. That changes the top 10 up quite a bit. Tyler Shell up to 4th. Gary up to 5th now. Ryan Scheidt, who was a quick qualifier here tonight, has made his way up to 6th spot. He's got Weston Newell and Chris Roberts right behind him. Batista, with no front wing, has made his way back into the top 10. He started this race way back. So 6 laps left in this race. Joshua Steinke, our defending 360 champion, going to give him green. Tiernan trying to stay with him. Much better start for Steinke this time. Tiernan's going to be under fire from the 91 of Williams. He is the meat in a black diamond sandwich at the moment. Tiernan's starting to try to change his line to do something else. You saw him utilizing the bottom line in race 1. Looks like it's starting to come in there. The cushion was the fastest way around. Look at Tyler Shell doing battle back there. Caution flag waves. It's like a problem for Nathan Davis. You see, Batista has regained his front wing. Here comes Davis down the front, making contact with the outside wall. Wow, big contact in turn 1 before getting hung up. That's what brings out the caution. So now lap 50 becomes the white flag lap. No real change. Batista up 1 more spot. Roberts was able to get his way around Weston Newell there. Laps are winding down. James Tiernan, who finished second in the first race here tonight. Right in that spot there as well. Shane KV in the Twitch chat calling for Kendall Tucker to be black flagged. Kendall, I do believe, took the end of line penalty. Typical in-race admin options will put the person who brings the caution out to the end of the line, and then they will look at it after the race to determine how many strikes they will give to the driver. It's a 3-strike system in DOB competition, so there will be strikes issued after this race. 3 strikes and you will be sat down for a week. We're going back green here. Steinke with a great start. Tiernan had a bad one. Tiernan goes to the bottom of the track. Tyler Schell actually able to put the slide job to Ernie Williams. You saw him sideways there. Not sure if Williams made contact or he just went through the slick, but those guys able to keep going. Tyler Gary now to the inside of the 85 there. Gary up to third, making his way forward. Ryan Scheidt following him through. Schell, the only guy on the high side. We got a race for the lead. 3 laps to go in this race. James Tiernan on the bottom of the track has caught Joshua Steinke. These 2 cars nearly side by side down the backstretch. Tiernan on the inside here is going to lose a lot of room there through 3 and 4. Steinke starting to get that top rolling once again. He's only got 2 laps left in this. White flag coming out this time for Joshua Steinke. That 80 car rolling the cushion quite well. He's got a good gap on Tiernan now. 2 more corners with no mistakes. He's going to take home the victory here in race number 2. Joshua Steinke in the Black Diamond Machine across the line is going to win. Tiernan runs second. And Tyler Schell in his first DOB race is going to earn a podium finish in third. Wild ending here to race number 2. And there are your top 3. Joshua Steinke, James Tiernan, and Tyler Schell. Two elbows up SimSport drivers in the top 3, but it's Black Diamond at the top step of the podium here tonight in race 2. We're going to get everybody in Discord here. We've got our elbows up drivers. Let's see if Steinke gets in here. We'll talk to the race winner first. Well, let's go ahead and talk to old Jimbo here. There he is. All right, let's go. Josh Steinke, your race winner here in race number 2 at the virtual Volusia Speedway Park. Josh, you had to start a little ways back there. What was it, 6th or 7th? You were able to make your way forward. Looked like the top side of the track was running pretty good for you there. Talk about your car and how you were able to get out front.
Yeah, I started in, pretty sure, 7th as well, and I was stuck on the bottom for the beginning laps, and it was actually a lot of fun. A lot of guys were holding their own line. There was a middle, there was a top, there was a bottom. I mean, we were probably just all getting situated in the beginning of the race, but caution came out, kind of saved me because I wanted to get to the high side. I had the car rolling, purring on the top, and once I got up there, got a caution to reset, and I was just able to just keep driving around everyone on the high side. The car was just hooked up. I wanted to go down low. I think I would have had something down there too. But just the way it was working out and the way the fuel was working, I was like, I'll just stay up here as long as it's fast. And it ended up prevailing in the end.
Yeah, that cushion caught a couple of drivers out, but you were able to navigate it pretty well. Talk about that second to last restart, and then just for a moment there on the final restart, looked like Tiernan was able to get close to you working the bottom there, but as soon as you got that top rolling really well, you were able to make a gap.
Yeah, actually, the last 3 restarts, I knew the bottom was there. It's whether Tiernan got a good jump on me or not. If he was able to read my start, and he was able to read it, I'm pretty sure twice, and he was there, and the bottom was definitely there. So if he could have had it at any moment if I would have messed up. I found a slider line right at the closing laps, which I think kind of sealed the deal for me, and I really needed that because otherwise, I think it would have been a photo finish.
Well, we've not seen you as much here in Season 3 as we did last season. You took home the championship last season, but every time we see you, you're working out up front. Those Black Diamond machines rolling pretty well. It's got to give you a lot of confidence every time you show up to be able to be out front and in contention.
Yeah, I've been racing a lot of 360 races lately. I've been able to take home a couple wins in leagues, and it's pretty rewarding. I mean, I'm really happy how we're working on the setups, what we got figured out, and we're just driving around the cushion, going wherever we want. Even when the bottom side comes in, when it does come in, it's there for us. And we have some pretty fast cars lately, and it's good to keep putting it in victory lane.
Well, there you have it. Joshua Steinke, winner here in race number 2 at Volusia. Congratulations, my friend.
Yep, thanks.
So let's talk to James Tiernan. He was second in race 1. He comes home second in race 2. Jimbo, probably not exactly what you wanted there, but you got to feel pretty good to be on the podium both races here tonight at Volusia.
Yeah, no, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Kind of the theme of today. But again, not disappointed with that at all. Stanky ran a hell of a race. I'm running against some of the best that iRacing has to offer. To be able to get second in that is awesome. 2 consecutive races. It's awesome. I'm having a good time with this.
And we see right there behind you, Tyler Schell, your teammate, be able to get up on that podium as well. Talk about elbows up Sim Sport, being able to get 2 of them up there here in this race. Is it Volusia just kind of a track where you guys feel pretty good, or is this just something that you feel like you're building the confidence in the team itself?
I think the team itself is building a ton of momentum and a ton of confidence. This was Tyler Schell's first race in the DOB league. I give him a lot of crap for being a late model driver, but he can sure pedal a sprint car as well. I mean, you could see, he worked his way through the field somewhat and still got a 3rd position. So all props to him. Glad to have him on the team. He's a hell of a driver, and I think just having him along with everyone else on the team is just going to create more and more momentum, and you'll see more of this for sure.
Well, second spot here tonight in the Race 2 championship. You were sitting 3rd in the championship. That's going to give you a lot of points here on Ernie Williams Jr. and Chris Roberts to make up the gap. Do you think you got a shot to take this championship as we wind down into the final 3 races?
I think this is the one. Maybe I might be able to compete for this one. I'm going to be gone tomorrow and the next day, so I won't be necessarily competitive in those, but time will tell. I mean, I had a really good result. It's hard to argue that I felt good, especially for championship hopes. But again, still learning, still have a ton to learn on this wing stuff. So we'll kind of see how the next couple of races work. I'm not trying to say I'm going to win it, but a lot of momentum coming into the week.
Double second place finishes for James Tiernan. Congratulations, my friend. Good luck going forward.
Yep, thanks, AJ. Again, another just huge shout out to Elvis Up Sim Sport for coming up with setups and finding tons of speed as of late, especially this season in DOB. Elvis Up TV, thank you for sponsoring me, AJ. And then Dude Wipes, again, fantastic sponsor. Go out and please buy them because that validates us as a sponsor. Also, like to thank Over the Wall Photography for kind of helping out as well. So just a bunch of sponsors that really kind of help out and help us get to where we need to be.
There you have it from second place. Let's move on to the guy who made his way onto the podium in his first race with the DOB sprint cars. Tyler Schell, congratulations, my friend. Talk about how you were able to make it happen here tonight.
I mean, I just try to stay steady and not kill myself in the wall, but I just start picking people up here and there. Last restart, I think Ernie screwed up in one. I got by him, and then I was just being protective for the last couple, I think, 3 laps.
So you have been doing some battle in some other leagues. Of course, the 18-year-old rule here in DOB has kept you out of DOB competition. You had your birthday yesterday. Where have you been racing, and how have you been preparing here for the sprint car competition? Because we know how good you are in the late models, but you're starting to show it here in the sprint cars.
I've been just trying to get in any leagues I can or prepare for the slick stuff and stuff.
And how different is that in the sprint cars to see these kind of tracks here with the DOB? Because obviously official races are normally they have quite more moisture than what you see here in DOB, where we don't reset the track. So that's got to be a challenge here. Probably something you're used to with the late models, but I imagine it's a little bit different here when you get to the sprint cars.
Yeah, it's a lot of auto control, which is helping with the late models, and late models are helping with this also.
Well, congratulations, Tyler. Happy birthday, my friend, and well done here tonight on scoring that third-place finish.
Thanks, AJ.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 from race 2. We are all done from the virtual Volusia Speedway Park here tonight. We will be back tomorrow night with Wingless Wednesday starting at 9 p.m. We'll have the Wicked Energy Gum Midgets before we move on to the non-wing 360 sprint cars right after that. And then we'll be back once again on Thursday with the 410 sprint cars as well. Hey, Rapala, glad you were able to hang out with us here tonight. Yep, finally let Shell in, and he's showing that he's got the chops to stick with him. So, fantastic racing here tonight at Volusia. We saw a lot of fun, 3-wide, 2-wide, multiple grooves, great stuff. And I have no doubt we'll see some more fun racing tomorrow night. So we'll hope you join us here tomorrow night. Let's check and see if we got anybody rolling on Twitch right now. We'll go ahead and host the Tuna Can Old Billy Rally. So if you're watching on Twitch, we will have that continue on. If you're watching on Facebook, that's going to be it. And we will see you tomorrow night. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. And we hope to see you next time. Later.